talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
That's right. I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, commenting, and subscribing. You hear me? Well, hey, bitch. It's JamiThatsMe here. We have to get into Real Housewives of Potomac final reunion. And a few things took place, and we have to talk about it for sure. Karen Huger and Ray sent in this video towards the very end of the reunion. And when I say y'all could have kept that is exactly what it is that I mean. We're also going to check out an article where they pretty much talk about how they are going to be moving on without Karen Huger. All right, so we gotta talk about that as well towards the end. So I just want to make sure that I have that up. All right, so first of all, Mia has left the building. Okay, Mia has decided I'm gonna get the hell out of Dodge. I don't like how you guys are handling me, and I really don't like the fact that you guys are bringing my kids into it. And I'm just like, I'm so confused, Mia, because the only reason why your children are in it is because of you. Okay, so if you want to leave, then go on. Okay, now Greg, child. Now Greg is Kiana's man, and when I say that man showed up there for absolutely nothing, got up there and got suited and booted, only for him to probably go out and grab a little piece to eat. He probably was mad as hell because ain't no telling what kind of food they really had for everybody. They probably had some little knickknacks here or there, maybe a few sandwiches, some Subways or something for the people, but not no real food. And I'm sure Greg was pissed off. Even Kiana said it. Even Kiana said it. Kiana said that, oh, Greg he gonna be mad at me, honey. I done brought this man all the way out here and he ain't even getting no camera time for real. And honestly, when they ended up bringing Eddie out, I think it would have been great if they would have brought Greg out as well, because it would have reinforced what was said. So not only did Eddie hear it, but Greg heard it as well, on top of it being recorded on camera. So they definitely could have used that time to bring him out, and they didn't. So it is what it is. All right. Stacey says that she didn't want TJ to be there, even though Bravo invited him. They're not together anymore. So she's like, I don't want to be around him. I don't want him here. So that's where we at. So Wendy tells Stacey about what TJ told Eddie, and he said that, you didn't want him to come. You paid him to be on this show, and you also still owe him money. And that's just where we at. And Miss Stacey was taken aback. Stacey said, girl, I don't believe SHI you're talking about. No, I do not. I do not believe you. So you need to find somebody else, because I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. And Andy tells her that they do have it on tape, though. So he checks with the producers to see if they recorded that, and they have it on tape. And I feel like in this moment, Wendy was proving to Stacey that she's not your friend. Okay. She was so ready to let everybody know what her husband had told her that TJ said about you, boo. Okay. Wendy is definitely not your friend, Stacey. Don't answer it like she is. I think at this point, in my opinion, Wendy should be having Wendy's back. Just a little piece versus having y'all back. Anywho, so they did let us see Miss Mia. Okay, first of all, yeah, because Wendy kept digging in on Stacey, letting Stacey know, like, oh yeah, you're in the rearage or something like that. Like, you still owe him money, you got back pay and all this other stuff. So anywho, that's why I brought that up about the not being her friend. So Mia, we see Mia removing her feathers, honey. She's getting out of this dress. She's about to pack it up and get the heck out of here. But was I the only person that was looking at Mia like, girl, why are you walking around like you at a funeral or something? Like you just lost your husband or something. It was giving widow. Am I tripping? It was giving widow, like they had to escort her out. I was just so like, what is going on here? Okay, can y'all make sure she just keep on walking? Because at this point, Mia has a lot going on, right? She's trying to sort out things with Doctor, not Doctor G, but with G or whatever she got, Gordon. Then she's over here dealing with the breakup of Ink. Then she got the kids. Like, she got a lot, and I think if she takes a break next season from the show, I think it'll be okay. I do. I think it would be absolutely okay for Mia to take a break. I don't know if it's going to be an issue of Mia returning. I don't know. They could invite her back, because I don't think Mary attended one of the reunions. Mary over on Salt Lake City. I think she missed one of the reunions, but they ended up welcoming Mary back. And when I tell you it was a great season when Mary came back this past season, I hope they got the camera up now filming Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because I'm ready for it. So they may still allow Mia to return another season. I don't know what that looks like, if they're gonna let her keep walking or what, but we'll find out. All right. What else? So of course Eddie does come out after Andy is like, can we bring Eddie out? They bring Eddie out and he confirms everything that Wendy had just said. All right. He said he was unable to clarify whether TJ was saying that Stacey paid him for the show or paid him for the reunion. Right. So whatever it was, I think Stacey was trying to get him to be clear on whether she paid or pays. And I'm like, whatever it is, whether it's paid or pays, he's saying you doing it. He's saying you giving him money. Period. Whichever term it is, all right? So if you ask me, okay, about this situation, I don't put it past nobody. I'm sorry. I don't really put it past Stacey to have given him something, whether she paid him money or gave him gifts to be on this show. That's very possible. But also it's possible for TJ to be a damn liar. For him to use it to be a part of this show as some form of a stepping stone for him as an actor or whatever, and it not paying out how he wanted it to because social media is dragging him, then now he's gonna sit up there and likely blame her instead of blaming his own actions. And that's what he gives. Like, that's the energy TJ gives to me. Instead of him accepting fault for his own stuff, he gives that he'll put it off on somebody else. And because you don't like what you gave to us and how we critiqued it or whatever the case is, now you want to be in your feelings on top of the fact that Stacey no longer wants to be with you. And then now you want to come to the front and you want to say, oh, she paid me. Oh, she did this. Oh, she did that. Or she did blah, 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 blah. You're right, trying to make her look bad. And granted, she could have. And that was an agreement that y'all had between each other. And then for you to blast that, it still doesn't make you look better as a person. Whether it's true or whether it's not true, it just doesn't make you look good. So, okay then, like you was trying to hurt her. I mean, we know Stacey be lying about SHI, here there, that the ladies may have caught her in small lies or whatever she may have going on. But it's like, I mean, if she did, she did. Okay, like whatever. But I mean, I feel like if she did, then just say that you did. But a lot of women on the shows that we may have felt have paid somebody to come on, who's going to actually sit up? Nobody has actually come out and admitted that, yes, I paid him to be on the show. So even if she did, we never gonna know about it, right? She's never going to confirm that unless it's going to be decades from now. So for me, I'm looking at TJ a bit more sideways than what I was originally looking at Miss Stacey. And I'm like, you still the problem for me, sir. Okay, you still a piece of you still a problem. Anywho, let's keep going. So Stacey denies on this man anything. She ended the relationship over the pressure. And I said, well, pressure from who? The pressure from the cast or the pressure from the family or the pressure from the audience? Oh, okay then. You should have really ended it over the disrespect. Okay. Because I felt like he just always was trying to embarrass you. And I'll never get over how he was talking to you because you trying to work the room, get to know different people. And he upset because you ignoring him at a function when he's over there having his own conversations with people. Like, he's just a weirdo, just a little bit, okay? And then you want to be in a real relationship with her, but then when Gizelle says that you guys aren't in a relationship, you're like, she's right. Actually, she's right. It's like, just stop. Okay, just stop, TJ. Go ahead on. So Stacey tries to catch Eddie in a lie and saying that he told Andy something different just a few seconds ago. And I'm like, pipe down, man. Bye. You are trying to put the blame on everybody else being a liar, but that man you was fucking with. And I'm gonna need you to accept the fact that it's him. Okay? Except, like, why would Eddie just make that up? And then it comes like, why would he just say that? Oh, so you're saying that he said I paid? Well, that's not what you said a few seconds ago. Girl, whatever it was, that's what he said. And when you kind of give that energy just a little bit to me, Stacey, it does make me think there's a high chance that you may have paid him. The fact that you're so busy calling out the liars in the room instead of going to the source, which was this man that put it out when you had a chance to text, call, whatever, it's making me a little sketchy betchy, just a little piece, okay? That you did. Do I care? Like I said, not necessarily, because we've heard this before. I don't recall a single housewife actually admitting to paying somebody. But your actions, like, I don't know, it was something about it, girl. But anywho, honey, she says she won't call him, and they were trying to tell her, well, just call him now then, since you feel like Eddie is lying, and Andy them ain't got the footage about to show you the proof of what your guy friend said, your best friend said, then call him. And she says she won't call him, even though she doesn't believe the Osefos, nor Andy, nor production, she's not going to call. Okay, then. Well, you have to be okay with whatever people are going to think of the situation then. And she says she don't care. Ashley tells her, listen, girl, I see nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I completely understand if you needed to do this to get on the show. And I said, well, Ashley, girl, we know that you will know. Okay, while you over there paying Josh Harlow. That's how I felt about it. Okay, but anywho, so Stacey says, listen, girl, let's be very clear, because don't play on my top. I've let you play about many things, son. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to sit up here and play on me as if I needed this man to get on this platform. I didn't need TJ to get on this platform or any platform. Understand that. Okay? I am who I am, and I am the reason that I am here. But you're not going to put it off on me paying somebody or something, and they the reason. We're not going to do that, girl. Okay? And she said, you know what else? I don't care. I don't give a damn. How about that? And I'm going to say it clear so you can hear me too. So then Gizelle says, okay, that's fine. You don't have to care. And guess what? The world's not either. The world will not believe you. The world will never know. We will not believe you, honey. So then Stacey says, well, like I said, I'm standing in my truth, honey, and I don't care. All right? So that's what she said. She said she don't care. So Andy lets the ladies know that Mia has left. All right, Mia has left the building. He also lets them know that production is sending me the video of the guys having the conversation with TJ, and we're going to get that out soon. So Andy does play that video for Stacey, and she hears him say, this woman pays me. Okay, she better give me my money, and then turns around and calls her whack. Now she's whack, but she wasn't whack when you was on the show playing as though you were actually interested in her. Right? Now she's whack, but she wasn't whack when you were in that relationship, quote unquote, with her. Then Stacey want to talk about, was it Stacey? Maybe it could have been somebody else that was trying to say, maybe it was Jax. She said something like, oh, that's not Christian-like. I'm like, girl, nothing that he gave this entire season was Christian-like. So what do you mean? Actually, whatever he's saying is on brand just a little bit for how he acted, how he treated her, for real, for real. Okay, because I felt like he was always trying to embarrass her in some fashion. So for me, this could be another tactic of embarrassing her. And again, she could have paid him, and he's exposing their secret to embarrass her. Or she could have not paid him, but because everybody was already thinking that, he decided to run with that to embarrass her. So it's all sides of trying to embarrass this lady, and I'm just like, whatever. Whatever it was you signed up for, you was okay with it. But now she's whack when you the one that's been whack. Okay, well, good luck. So she says that, she's surprised that he would say this. She says she's hurt. She says that she never paid him a dime. That is what she says. Wendy said, well, listen, let the record reflect. Because that's what thing when you go, let the record reflect. All right, I have something to say. Let the record reflect, girl, that my husband was not the lie that you tried to say that he was. No. See, I know y'all want to say something, but I'm gonna clear my name, okay? Okay, because I'm the only one up here that's married and got a husband, okay? So I'm gonna defend mine when I know he wasn't lying for sure. And even though y'all saw that, I'm just gonna remind this of that, okay? Excuse me, mine was not lying, okay? I just wanted to be very clear, okay? Thank you. Hilarious. So Stacey says that she doesn't know why TJ would say this or why he would do this. And she's like, the only thing I have to offer you guys right now is that, hurt people. And Kiana said, girl, you don't get the fuck. Everybody starts saying, Stacey, get the fuck. Go ahead on. Get the fuck on, okay? So Kiana said, girl, this is BS and you know it. So Stacey said, well, wait a minute, okay? Wait a minute, because give me a second, because I have some things I need to say, okay? Andy talking about she's about to vindicate y'all. No, she was not, honey. She was about to clock them. She said all season, y'all have been saying a lot of negative things, and y'all have been very doubtful of TJ, okay? But now all of a sudden, he done put some narratives out there about me, and y'all want to rush to believe him when y'all wasn't even featuring him to begin with, okay? And I'm like, I don't know, Stacey. Maybe that's because they got a chance to get to know you better and saw how you be like playing in the people's face just a little bit. So maybe they feel like you ain't trustworthy, and that's the reason why Gizelle don't like you. I don't know, Stacey, but I do feel like you had a little piece of a point though. Like y'all wasn't rocking with him, but now all of a sudden he put something out there about me. You want to rock with him? Who said that? Wow. All right. So Wendy says, now, wait a minute, bitch. You thought I was going to catch that, but I caught it. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Because what you're not finna do, you're not finna flip this SHI on us. Okay, because we just gave you the opportunity to clear it up a long time ago. Actually, since you wanted to tell my husband that he didn't say the same thing a few seconds ago, then a few seconds ago, we just gave you the opportunity to clear it up and you wasn't trying to clear it up. Okay, so don't be trying to sit up here and flip it on us because your actions is what's leading us to believe that it's given very questionable and that what that man is saying could very well be true. Okay, now I was kind of agreeing a little piece with Wendy. Okay, she was like, girl, they done brought that proof out here on your. It's like you looking stupid. You didn't want to believe that he said it, but guess what? He did. Where's Mia? He did. He said it. Now what? Now what you gonna do? You talking about hurt people, girl. I guess. I mean, it could be that though. Stacey could be right. She's like, girl, I don't know how to defend that when that's not what's really happening. He lying on me or what? Like, what do you want me to say? I mean, it did kind of seem like they wanted her to say what they wanted her to say, which was, yes, I did pay him. Right? That's what they wanted her to say. But I mean, how many housewives y'all know actually admitted to that? Like, admit to saying they paid somebody to be a part of it for them. I just, but anywho, I will say this. I don't know if Stacey did it, but as I've said before, I don't put anything past her doing it. It's possible. Okay. Some people feel like, well, he was a terrible actor. If she did pay that man, she wasted her money. He actually owe her a refund because of the way he treated her. He damn sure act like he didn't even like her. He supposed to be getting paid doing the job. Poor actor. Right? So I don't know. I mean, she could have gave him a little piece of something, possibly. And then again, he could be hurt, like she said, and he could be lying on that lady because, as I said earlier, it's about embarrassing her and making her look a fool. Now the show is whack and the people whack. Now the show is fake and the people fake as hell, as if you wasn't. Oh, okay, then well. So then Jack says that she didn't like so they talk about Karen and the situation with Jacqueline bringing up her drinking and stuff, and she said that she didn't like that Karen dragged her the whole season when she really was coming from a caring place or a place of concern. And it's like, no, you weren't. Stop playing. So Gizelle says, listen, I don't think you were getting the fact that Karen was headed to trial. And she didn't know if any parts of this show would be a part of the trial. So she didn't want to say anything to incriminate herself. And she was trying to get stuff thrown out. So I think you just weren't getting that. And then Wendy said, well, girl, I hear you. But Karen kept pushing it back. So the fact that she kept pushing her trial back kind of made it a little questionable. And I feel like Wendy's response to Gizelle didn't fit what Gizelle was saying for some reason. I feel like they cut off something. Right? Because if anything, I feel like Wendy kind of confirmed Gizelle's point of, well, she kept pushing it back. So she didn't know if anything that was going to be on the show would be shown against her. But although, Karen kept pushing her trial back, I feel like Karen was doing it because she didn't want it to be a part of the show in a sense. Like, she kept, because I think she went to trial once, but they got it pushed back. And then she didn't have another trial, or hearing or whatever it was to the very end. So I don't know. I feel like she was trying to also prolong her time so she can continue to be on this show or something. I think she knew how high the stakes were of her probably going to jail. I don't know. But I'm trying to understand. I mean, that's the only thing to me that makes sense as to why she would keep pushing it back. Just in case she goes to jail, it wouldn't be, I don't know what the hell, whatever it was, Karen, it didn't work. Whatever was in your psyche did not make any sense. Like, I don't have time, okay? So everybody was confused on why she took the case to trial. Like, why would you do that? Why did you do that in the first place? What kind of attorneys did you have? Girl, I know. While she sat up there, Thomas Jefferson's concubine, sitting up there talking about how she has 3 attorneys and not one of them could really help. You got one that ended up, girl, I can't. And the crazy part for me, Karen, is the fact that and I understand why you did it. Like, at the end, after you got your guilty verdict, you went and got a different attorney, hoping that attorney would be in place to get you a lighter sentence. And if anything, you just wasted more money. So when Jacqueline was like, I mean, with the way this case is going, I don't think she'll have enough money to try and come and sue me or whatever. And I think Karen was just talking when she said that about Jacqueline. But yeah, Karen went and got a whole nother attorney, and I don't know if she thought having a white attorney or something was going to help, or maybe the connections the attorney may have, but it didn't matter, and you really wasted your money, and that's really that's sad to me because you really ain't getting no deal. So Yeah, so Stacey doesn't think that Karen knew about how she acted that night. And for me, I have to disagree. I think that well, I'll say I would hope that Ray had told her how she acted. I think she was aware. Now, Wendy clocks that she was aware because they were trying to suppress that very evidence. So she had to be aware of something. Then Gizelle says that Karen didn't want the deal that they had on the table. We learned that they offered her they came to her two different times with two different deals. One was 6 months probation, another one was 60 days in jail. Okay. I think they probably presented that one first to her, 60 days, and then 6 months probation. And she didn't want either one of those. So she wanted to test her luck and her fate. And here we are. So I feel like this is what happens when you think that you are above the law and you operate in a land of delusion. This is what you get. Okay? You spent a lot of days, many a years to finesse, a fool, and play in the faces of your good friends and fans of this show. And you thought that you were going to be able to pull those same stunts over on that judge and that jury, and it did not work. It did not work. It backfired on you. And that ego, yes, girl, you're going to have to let that ego go. Gonna have to let that go. Because, girl, you did yourself in, honey love. Anywho, so Ashley says that a journalist, she got a chance to talk to a journalist, and they told her that Karen had somebody else in the car with her, and that person fled the scene. And, they played the clip of Karen saying during that body cam that there was a person in the vehicle with her, that she wasn't driving, and that person ran off, right? Now, I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts at this point. So at this point, I didn't think someone was in the car with Karen. But being that there were some beer bottles in the car, I'm like, okay, then maybe there was someone else in the car with Karen. But do I think that person was driving, as Karen said? Absolutely not. I mean, there could have been somebody in the car and they could have fled the scene. However, I do believe that Karen was the one driving the car. I feel like Karen said those things to throw the officers off. That's what she was doing the whole time. She was struggling to get her license. She couldn't come up with her story. She was looking to Ray to answer everything and to give the story of where was I coming from? What was I doing? Right? And he was willing to sit up there and lie for her because that's what he do. Okay. So for me, Karen was definitely the driver of that vehicle. Period. Anybody could have been in that car, but okay, girl. So being that Mia left, because they ended up sending Jax off the stage, and I feel like being that Mia left, they really could have just asked Jassi to just come on in, just to fill that empty space. Let Jacqueline sit up there, let Jassi sit up there, and it could have just, like, we would have been fine, right? But they didn't. So anywho, they're not housewives yet. So there's that. So Karen and Ray sent in a video, a BS video, if you ask me. They sent in a video, and Karen talks about, well, in my opinion, Karen was supposed to be going off to some type of, treatment or whatever she was supposed to be doing. And when she was supposed to do that, I thought she was going to be gone for like 30 days or something, so she wouldn't be able to be there for the reunion. This lady went to rehab for 48 hours. Wherever she went for like 48 hours, because I believe that's what the judge said. So basically, you were trying to avoid your castmates because you did not want to hear them pounce on you. You did not want to get the backlash or anything. Like, you just didn't want to hear from them. And I get it. It's a sensitive spot. I understand that. But I do kind of feel a little bit like, dang, you played in these ladies' face so much. The least you can do is hear what they got to say. And it's not like they are us when we really don't know her, whereas they do. I'm sure a lot of things that they are going to say to you are also going to come a little bit with love. Okay, and maybe you need to hear that from those people, so you know not to do that SHI again. But I'm sure watching your video was enough for you to do that, but we don't know. Anywho, so her and Ray are talking in this video, and Karen says that she didn't watch the tapes before the trial. Lies. I was with Gizelle when they said that she didn't, when Gizelle said, I don't believe that. I don't believe it either. Karen watched those videos. When Karen says that she didn't watch it, and then turns around and says that she didn't want Ray to watch it because she know that Ray would have told her what all was on the video. For me, one, I think Ray was lying too. I think they both watched the video. And then the other thing is that confirms for me when, what's her name? Stacey was like, I don't think Karen knew. I don't think she knew or seen the video or knew how she acted. And I'm like, Ray told her how she acted. I'm sure. A day or so later, I'm sure Ray gave her a whole rundown of what all he experienced once he got to the scene. They talked about that. So Karen knew how she acted. She knew that. Okay? Just like she said, I knew that you wouldn't, I didn't want you to watch it because I know you would have told me. So that means that when Ray showed up to the scene and saw how you were acting and how everything went down, that means he told you. Since you probably couldn't remember all of it. Girl, stop playing. So, anywho, Karen says that she didn't recognize that woman and that she had blacked out. So Ray tried to blame a piece of it on some damn construction or something. Like, oh, you know, it was construction over there too. Baby, I never knew how much Ray be with the shits until that video. Okay? He will lie. And I'm not saying he shouldn't. That's his wife. That's the mother of his child. They've been together for many years. You know, you're going to support her, have her back. He probably not going to make her look bad. You know, of course, on TV and stuff, unlike some people. And I get it. But it's like, Ray, you could have just sat there and nodded your head like, I understand. I understand. You really could have not added no BS to this conversation, okay? So Karen keeps talking about self-medication, and that was irritating me a bit because I was like, that's not your issue. Just as the judge told you, that is not your issue, the self-medicating. I'm like, girl, anybody that takes medicine that's given to them, even with some water, girl, you're self-medicating. You're giving yourself, oh, I got to get it. Let me tell you, you're self-medicating, okay? Your issue is drinking. You have a drinking issue, and you keep talking about self-medicating, in my opinion, to avoid from acknowledging the issue at hand. You did the same thing in the courtroom. And it's like, what is going on up there? Hello? Is anyone there? Like, anybody home? Like, the doggone judge had to let you know that you keep talking about self-medicating like that is your issue when your issue is drinking and getting behind a wheel. And I'm just like, girl, just admit that part. If you can't just admit that and stop talking about the self-med, we're going to get there. But right now, we're here. We're going to get to what you were mixing it with. But right now, you have to acknowledge this part right here, ma'am. Jeez Louise. Like, girl, you was not getting citations and all of that, DUIs over medication. You were getting DUIs for your drinking, ma'am. That is your issue. So Ray tells her not to feel bad because there are 6 million car crashes in a year in the United States. There are 6 million car crashes every year. It's like, Ray, and how many of them is drinking and driving? But Karen says, and how many of them are self-medicating? And I said, here she go. Because the first thing I went to was drinking and driving. She went to self-medicating. I'm like, this lady. I guess, child. And the way he up there trying to support her in this moment, it was a bit cringe. It was BS for sure. So Gizelle says they were trying to cover all the points, just as Ashley said. She said she didn't feel like there was any accountability in Karen's video. It surely wasn't. And I wish you would have aired. I wish this would have aired before your hearing, because maybe you would have rewrote your entire speech that you were giving to the judge. Because the same thing you gave to that in that video, you went and gave that same thing on a piece of paper to the judge, and the judge says, I am not the fans, okay? I am not those people. I'm going to weigh you out. And that's where we at, okay? So Karen talking about the beers, okay? Because at one point she started talking about beers, and then she said, I went from drinking beers, and then I was like, oh, I'll have some champagne or whatever. When I hear her talk about the beers from me, and then she didn't like the taste, Karen, I don't believe you, baby. You still, once again, still trying to put up a facade. Now I believe the beers that were in the vehicle were yours. Those were your beers in that vehicle. There was nobody else in that car with you but you. You only said what you said, in my opinion, on the body cam to the police officer as a deflection from your wrongdoing. I don't know what it is about accepting fault, but girl, I don't know if it's Surrey County that got you so high up here that you just cannot accept fault for your own actions, but I'm going to need you to. Because first, it was somebody driving towards you. Oh my God, the car that drove towards me got away. Then what was the next thing? Oh, I was grieving my mom. I'm grieving my mom. Then you have, oh, there was someone else that was in the car, and they got out of the car and they ran away. I hate that. That's incredibly horrible. And then, oh, you know, it's Ray, me and Ray in our marriage, we're going through a lot of things. Like, Karen, go away from us with this. You giving us everything but what we want to hear, baby. Okay, gave the judge everything but that. So, anywho, good luck, girl. So, Kiana, As the season is the show is coming to an end, Kiana talks about shopping for rings. Found that to be interesting, considering the fact that she did go live on IG this week to say that she and Greg are no longer together, and she does plan on going to see Karen at some point when they allow her to have visitors. So that's one thing. Ashley is officially divorced from Michael, as we all would expect her to be, and well, we really didn't expect it, okay? But based on what she was saying, like it's not up to her anymore, but up to the judge. So we really was giving any day now, right? And I don't think she's with Josh anymore because she's saying that she's dating around or something like that. I think she said on Watch What Happens Live or one of these shows. Matter of fact, I think it was Tamron Hall's show. Then you have TJ. TJ comes out, talks about how he's planning on exposing Stacey and stuff. But we don't really believe you. We'll believe it when we see the receipts that's gonna match what you're saying. Okay? Show the receipts and then we'll be all in. All right. Giselle thinks that Mia is whack for leaving the reunion. Okay. And Ashley doesn't like how she held it down all season and stood on big business. But then now all of a sudden we get to the reunion and it's time for you to be held accountable for the things you've said and done. And now all of a sudden you want to run out and cry. So yeah, no, they're not featuring Mia. And Mia, if you were to return for another season, just be ready. Just be ready, okay? I'm sure you guys will get to a better place, of course, but I think they're gonna just make it even. They're just gonna apply that pressure. Whatever they did not get a chance to get off during the season, during the reunion with you, they might bring it back up in next season. So good luck. All right. Next up, real quick, I do want to talk about this article about a Real Housewives of Potomac. Season 10 filming will proceed without Karen Huger amid her prison sentence. Okay. They're saying that Karen is set to serve that jail time and they are not going to be slowing down. I think they said that the filming is going to begin later on. I think in the springtime. I think it's supposed to take place this spring. So let me see real quick. Okay. Real Housewives of New Jersey may have a pause filming for Teresa, who served 11-month prison sentence for bank mail and wire bankruptcy fraud. But Real Housewives of Potomac won't be doing that for Karen. Okay, she was sentenced to those 2 years with 1 year suspended. Okay, they said a source for People tells them that as Huger is behind bars, they said the cameras are expected to pick up officially at the end of March. That doesn't mean she's being kicked off the show. Okay, they're just saying that she could still return in the future, especially if her sentence is reduced. And that's what I was saying. I know I got a chance to check out a clip someone sent me of Eboni K. Williams, who was saying that, the judge, she doubts that Karen gets out, for good behavior or anything within a year. She said if she does, she'll, come back and eat her words or whatever the case is. But the judge, she said, when he gave her that 1 year sentence, he gave her that sentence with her. The expectation is for her to serve every single one of those months in jail that entire year, to serve all of that time in prison. And although I do agree with Eboni, she did leave a little room, in my opinion, for me to think that the judge could potentially have some leniency at a later time. Maybe not now. I don't know what type of things she may be advised to do by her counselor while in prison that could potentially help her sentencing as everything cools down. And I only say that because, of course, when a judge sentences you or sentence others, it's always the goal for you to complete every bit of what they say. But then how many times do we hear and we learn that a person's sentence has been shortened for some reason? So I would not be surprised. I don't know if Karen's gonna get out before the full year is up. I'm slick, like keep her in there then for a whole year so she can learn her lesson wholeheartedly. But if she happens to get out slightly early and the cameras are up, I will not be surprised for sure if they go over there and start getting some filming with her, if she's allowing it. But we shall see. Okay. I am in support of them moving forward. Don't stop no show for Miss Karen. Just reach out to whoever you need to reach out. If you guys are going to start filming at the end of March, I wonder if you're going to move forward with the cast you have, if you're going to try to hit up Miss Candiace Dillard, if you guys are going to reach back to Robyn Dixon for her to return, or what's going to happen. I did see a video where there was a video of Candiace, Jassi. I think it could have been Mia and somebody else were all hanging out together. So I don't know. I'm at a place where, although I do enjoy my girl Candiace, I'm not ready for Candiace to return because I'm not ready for the people to be pouncing on my girl Candiace. Okay, because they always find something wrong with any and everything Candiace do, but they uphold Dr. Heavenly. Are y'all okay? today and tomorrow. Try. What Candiace said, the line is always moving. But anywho, honey, that's all I got. You guys leave your thoughts and comments down below on everything we talked about with Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm Jami, that's me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it pull